Day 4 of practicing 12 hours every day, and I can tell you, I can't do it anymore. Fuck! Shit! My finger hurts, my brain is extremely numb. I am so tired. But in the end, I still have to say the results so far are extremely overwhelming. My technique is getting better, the licks and the lines are getting so much more comfortable. And I have to continue. Only 1 day left. Only 1 day left. 1 day left. Good morning. We now have 3:40 a.m. and I'm now going to start an experiment where I try to practice 12 hours every day for the next 5 days. Here we go. Day 1, hour 1, I'm ready. The cats are ready. Let's go. Hey guitar champion, what's going on? I'm Justin Hombach, back from my practice cave, and welcome to today's video. Yes, you heard that correctly. For the last 5 days, I was practicing 12 hours every day. In this video, I'm going to tell you why I did all of this, how I structured my practice routine, my diet, my sleeping routine, all of this kind of stuff, and I can highly recommend to check out this video till the end, because in the end, I was extremely disappointed, but also really happy with the results that I've got in the last 5 days. So I would say, let's see how day number 1 went so far. So we have nearly 8 a.m. The first section of the first day is over, the first 4 hours. And on these 4 hours, I learned parts that I haven't learned yet, relearned something, trying to get something my muscle memory, so getting a little bit more of the brain activity working. And now I will make myself a little bit of breakfast, and then we'll have the first power nap, and then it's time for session number 2, which I'm going to start with a little bit of recap for half an hour, where I'm going through all the parts that I've learned in the first 4 hours, and then for the next 3.5 hours, I'm going to do all the technical kind of stuff, you know, practicing certain licks, certain ideas, certain riffs, with different practice methods that I always do. So yeah, can't wait for the second session, and yeah, let's go. You might ask yourself, why the flop is he doing this? First of all, I love practicing guitar. Second, I like to put myself into extreme situations to find out the capabilities and the limits of our mind and of our body when it comes to practicing my instrument. Like that one time where I practiced every morning in the snow as a tour preparation, or the other time where I practiced one lick 1,000 times. And last but definitely not least is because I have one of my biggest musical challenges in my career in front of me. In 2 weeks, I'm going to play my first shows with a new band that I am called 𝙗𝙗𝙢𝙢𝙢. If you're not familiar with 𝙗𝙗𝙢𝙢, my shred buddy in crime, 𝙗𝙗𝙢𝙢 from Eternity's End, he is one of the founding members of 𝙗𝙗𝙢𝙢, and he decided to leave 𝙗𝙗𝙢𝙢 because of personal reasons a few weeks ago. There's no bad blood between the band and him, and he's totally fine. Just saying before the rumor starts. And he asked me if I want to be the successor of him. Being a big fan of that band since 2015, I of course said yes immediately. 𝙗𝙗𝙢𝙢 is an extreme progressive metal band, and I had to learn in a really short amount of time licks like this one here, riffs like that, or music like this one here. Yes, because the first 2 shows will be part of the annual Johann Sebastian Bach Festival in Dutch, because Florian Magnus Meyer, the vocalist and third guitar player of 𝙗𝙗𝙢𝙢, is also a contemporary classical composer. He was asked if he wanted to contribute something to that festival, and there he immediately says, yes, let's do Bach Out of Bounds, where we try to combine Bach music with metal music, and we're doing this together with 𝙗𝙗𝙢𝙢. So we are going to play a full 𝙗𝙗𝙢𝙢 metal set together with string quartet and accordion and everything, and then we also have to play 2 Bach concertos. One is over 20 minutes long, though. A lot of stuff for me to learn in the last couple of weeks. Oh yeah. If you are interested in more of this, then check out my big interview that I had with Florian on my Patreon. You can click the link in the description box. This interview is for free. Don't necessarily have to be a Patreon member to watch this video, but I can highly recommend to check out the rest of my Patreon if you're interested in more guitar challenges, licks, exercises, music theory, and all of this. Check it out in the link in the description box. Anyways, as I've said, a lot of things to practice, a lot of things to do, so let's continue with my 12-hour practice journey. So the second block of the first day is now over. I start to feel really a little bit fatigue in my head now after 8 hours of practicing. Now it's time for another nap. I've realized that the latest things that I had just practiced, some tapping stuff, it was really hard to focus myself. So I decided to change a little bit of the practice routine and to do a little bit stuff that is a little bit easier, where I don't have to focus too much, but things that I still have to repeat often or get into the muscle memories. So let's see how this section there, where I now was too tired, too fatigued to do, how this is going to be in this evening session, because now I'm going to do a nap, then I'm going to do 4 hours of something else, like cleaning up and relaxing a little bit, and then I will continue practicing in the evening from 8 to nearly midnight. All right, day 2, good morning. Feels a little bit like day 3 already, to be honest. I slept a little bit longer than expected, like half an hour longer. Yeah, now I have to dehydrate a little bit of headache, but so far, so good. And I would say now let's start practicing, but I'm a little bit tired. Everything fine. Let's go. Okay, now let's talk about the big elephant in the room. How do I manage my sleep during that time? Since 2016, I am sleeping polyphasical. This means I make 3 power naps distributed through the day, and in the night I only sleep 3.5 hours. This helps me a lot for this routine because I am able to separate my day into 5 different blocks. Waking up, 4 hours of practicing, 1 power nap, another 4 hours of practicing, another power nap, 4 hours of doing anything else, cleaning up, making food, all this kind of stuff, another power nap, 4 hours of practicing, and then 3.5 hours of sleep. I'm doing this now nearly every day since 2016, and believe me, I had myself checked up with several doctors last year. I've got my brain scanned in 2022, and they all say so far I'm pretty fit and pretty healthy. For this practice routine, I did this kind of sleeping cycle on Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday I slept my regular 9 hours, and then on Thursday and on Friday I plan to do the polyphasical sleeping cycle again. Now there's absolutely no problem for me at all to shift between different sleeping ways and sleeping cycles, so I take advantage of that by putting in one day where I sleep my 9 hours, and then the rest of the week I still have my polyphasical sleep. As you can see, I'm halfway through day 2 now. Yes, day 2 so far was a lot of fun. I'm still really motivated, really excited. It is really cool, and now I am off to the gym to do some sport, some movement, and not being too lazy and just sitting around and standing around and just moving my fingers. I still have to move all the rest of the body as well. So let's do that. Hell yeah! It is day 3 now. I just finished around 7 hours of practicing. First again, learning certain parts that are not in my muscle memory yet, and now practicing something up to tempo, etc, etc. I detail everything, but I have to say I am tired now. I just had lunch and now have a little bit of low, and I'm really tired and not really focused at all. And as you can see, I'm extremely dirty and I definitely need a shower. So I will take a little break now, having a little shower, trying to relax, trying to keep my mind fresh, maybe going for a walk. And yes, then try to continue, because that's all about continuing, and practicing. Now let's talk a little bit how I structure my practice sessions. I structure my practice routine like this. The first 4 hours I do everything while the most amount of brain activities is required. So learning new songs that I haven't learned yet, getting my muscle memory activated for certain licks and riffs, understanding the theory behind chord structures and melodies. In the second 4 hours I did my usual practice routine. So everything which is more based on repetition, getting licks up to tempo, cleaning up certain parts, creating awareness about the correct mechanical movement on certain parts. You know the drill. Everyone who is following my channel for a while now, who is a member of the Progressive Nation, will know all my routines. If you want to know more about my practice routine, then check out the link in my description box. There I provided for you a whole video where I talk in detail about my practice routine. And if you want to become a better guitar player in general, then of course I highly recommend to subscribe to this channel. The last 4 hours I used to perform the set in different situations, playing the song with only the click or with only a drum or bass signal, playing the songs blindfolded, recording parts, analyzing my performance, and in general repeating everything that I've learned today. To boost my memory skills a little bit, I had a special diet. I tried to eat as clean as possible in that week, so mostly based on chicken, vegetables, but also as a breakfast I had every morning whole wheat bread with avocado and egg, nearly no carbs at all, and as snacks I ate a lot of nuts and dark chocolate, which was really disgusting in the beginning, but now, to be honest, I really start to like it. Dark chocolate is really something really tasteful. Good morning, it's day 4, it's now 3:40 in the morning, something like that. Still haven't had a shower yet because yesterday some things happened in life. I had to help my mom with a technical issue in their house and all this kind of stuff, so got a little bit distracted or had a little bit less time for other things because all the other free time that I had, of course, I tried to spend practicing. And yeah, now it's again a day where I do my polyphasical sleep. But I am extremely lucky because, to be honest, I totally forgot to set an alarm. And I just woke up at around 3:35 by accident. Or just my body said, hey, Justin, you want to practice? Because practicing is so much fun. Practicing is so awesome. Let's go. And it feels like that. Yesterday I was a little bit tired of practicing, but now I'm, hell yeah, again motivated as fuck. So let's go practicing. Let's go start day 4 of practicing 12 hours every day. Wait a second, didn't it look like this in the beginning? Day 4 of practicing 12 hours every day, and I can tell you, I can't do it anymore. Yeah, to be honest, I faked that video. Because we are now revealing the unpleasant truth of this experiment. I thought I would be extremely tired and destroyed in the end, with no motivation at all to play guitar. So I could do an extremely dramatic video. But none of this was the case. The truth is, I felt extremely motivated. I had a lot of fun doing this. On the second day I actually practiced more than I had to because I didn't want to stop. I was never extremely fatigued or tired at all, and after every nap my brain seems to be extremely refreshed and ready for the next practice session. So the last day of my 12-hour practice routine has finally come. Today I had to sleep a little bit longer because yesterday I was invited to a concert from my good buddy Max, the other guitar player of Alkaloid, which was pretty nice, pretty cool. And yeah, but so far I already have practiced 2 hours for today. Now I have to go pick up my grandma from the people who cut hair. I don't know, is that a barber? Is a barber also the person who cuts hair? I don't know, let me know in the comments. And yeah, and then I will continue practicing until 10 p.m. Here we go. So in conclusion, I have to say, I believe it is a huge difference if you are practicing one thing over 12 hours. There, at a certain point, it will lead to absolutely nothing. I truly believe that even after 1 hour or maybe 1.5 hours, you start to get worse and worse and worse because your fingers are getting tired and all this kind of stuff. But here I had to practice like 12 songs over the span of every day. And I think with this kind of method, with this kind of strategy, it is absolutely doable to practice more than 8 hours every day. And I would love to do this more often when there wouldn't be a thing called life. And life is a bitch, you know, because in the last week I couldn't clean up my apartment at all. I did not spend a lot of time with my cats. I did not spend a lot of time with other hobbies like doing a lot of sport or playing video games and all this kind of stuff. And I didn't pay any bill in the last week that I had to pay. I will now have to do it this week. So I would say, yeah, life is the biggest obstacle when it comes to a practice routine like this. Maybe this is something that you can do in your vacation. Like sometimes here and there, every 6 months saying, okay, for 1 week, I will go all in, you know, only practicing. I mean, you don't have to do the 12 hours like I do. You don't have to do the polyphasical sleep like I do. But maybe for you, it is enough to say, okay, for 1 week, I go all in and I will spend 4 hours every day practicing. And then creating your practice routine and then becoming a Patreon member from Justin Hornbach, where I am able to consult and review your practice routine. So this is the method where I think it would work for everybody who don't has to make a living out of this kind of stuff and doing all of this kind of stuff. And yeah, so much about that. If you like this video enough, if you want to see more, then hit the subscribe button, leave a like, leave a comment. I'm going to see you in my next video. Cheers and power your progress.